So you're looking to get more into reading. So what's the biggest problem, the biggest hurdle that everyone has to jump over to get into this hobby? Finding the time. And if that's your problem, I'm sorry, I can't help you. You got to change your life around or something. There's something going on there. But if it's the price that's keeping you away from reading, you walk into the local bookstore and they're charging $45 for the new best-selling book. It's just too expensive to keep up. So I have some tips here on how to read on the cheap. First off, if you like physical books, the best thing to do will always be visiting your local library, whether if that's a governmental building or it's one of the local little libraries that you can find on the side of the road. They will always have books for free that you can take out. The downside is always that they might not have what you want, and you might have to submit a claim for purchasing a book that you're looking for, and it can be long wait times, especially if it's a popular book and you get waitlisted for it. They may only have 2 copies with 200 people in line to read it, so it would take a little while. Alternately, another good place to check for books, and especially if you like them in your home, the surface decorations, or if you want to rough them up when you're reading them, is to check your local thrift stores or a church sale or a pawn store, as they're practically giving them away these days, as there are just so many books, especially older varieties if you're into a more vintage look, and you can find them for $1 to $3. $5 is a bit pricier, but you can also find them there, as well as on Facebook Marketplace or your local ad listing site. Normally they're a bit more expensive than your average thrift store, but if you're looking for a specific book, this is a great way that you can check and see if anyone is selling it in your area. Now, one of my favorite ways to read is by Kindle. And I know a Kindle isn't cheap, but if you do get one, or if you get one from a family member, find one at a thrift store, or happen to come upon one, it does offer you unlimited free books. And it's way more portable than traditional books that you leave at home. So that's why I love it, especially for traveling. And as you can see, I don't have many books on here, and that's because they don't show up when you get them the way I do. So if you don't know, you can send any EPUB file to your Kindle by email. Now, there is a source online called Project Gutenberg, which I highly recommend, which has every single book that has gone out of copyright. So if you're a huge reader of classics, there are so many classics here. If I go to the popular page, we review Romeo and Juliet, Middlemarch, anything that you probably read for school, or if you want to dabble in the classics that you've always been meaning to read. Picture Dorian Gray is a personal favorite of mine. This is a great way to download it. So you would just click which one you like, and then they even have, so EPUB, no images here. They have a Kindle format, although I believe that downloads in Mobi, which is a older format, and they're now rocking EPUB. So you could just download the EPUB. It tells you how large it is here. There's some with pictures. There's even a way to send to Kindle itself, which I haven't done before because I just normally do it by email. It downloads the ebook, and then at certain points in time, you'll have a problem where some of the fonts are messed up, and that's just the way that the Kindle reads the EPUB that you're sending by email. There's this lovely website here called kindle-epub-fix.netlify.app, and I can put that in the description, and that's as simple as just uploading your EPUB files, and it'll fix it up, and then you can send it by email. And Project Gutenberg isn't the only place that you can get EPUBs or Mobis or these online books that you can send to your Kindle for free. There's also other websites, and there's also some more illegal ulterior websites that I'll let you find for yourself, that you can download any book, no matter how popular it is, and send it to your Kindle for free. Another option is obviously using Overdrive or any other service offered by your library. Unfortunately for that, they put some weird constraints on how many borrows and how many copies there are allowed at a time. So you'll be subject to the same waitlist that you might be for a physical book at the library as well. So moving on to audiobooks, I love having an audiobook that I can listen to while I'm reading another book, or if I'm giving up on another book because it's taking too long to read and I don't really care for it, I normally try to finish the book by audiobook form before I move on into just giving up on the book entirely. So there are some free legal ways to find audiobooks, but they're really difficult, and normally it's for really old books. You can find some audiobooks on YouTube. People just post it, or you can delve into the murky waters of illegal audiobooks, and I'll let you do that at your own source. But the way that I listen to it is I have a podcast listener called Pocket Casts, which I have on my phone and on my desktop here. And with my profile on Pocket Casts, is I'm actually allowed to upload 10 gigabytes of personal files. So as you can see here, I have the Game of Thrones audiobook that I have downloaded to my computer. And I have chapter 1, I think I have up to chapter 20 on here that I haven't organized yet. But this is just a way that I can throw them in my podcast queue. And then that way, when I'm listening, I can rearrange them and I can listen to a personal podcast of mine and then throw on an audiobook at the same time. Otherwise, you can get them from your local library, same as before. There's certain different apps that you can use, such as Libby or Overdrive or whatever your local library is using. You can look into that and you'll be able to check out audiobooks just on your library card and using your phone. So that is how you can read without spending a lot of money. Hope this has helped. Enjoy.